I've never seen anything like what Claude just did this past week. I know, I'm not talking about ad creatives. Everyone seems to be using AI for that these days. I'm talking about a free tool that records every single thing a visitor does once they hit your page. Every single scroll, every click, every places where they drop off in your page. And it doesn't matter whether they're coming from paid ads or from your free content online. When you connect that tool to Claude the right way, Claude will tell you in plain English exactly why your funnel isn't converting and what to do to fix it. I'm Daniel Akpobare, the founder of Scalable Route. I manage an entire growth system for a handful of high-ticket creators on YouTube, Instagram, and even online coaches. I build the funnel, the copy, the ads, the creative, every single thing. So when a tool like this comes along, it gets me genuinely excited about it. So what I'm going to do here today is this. I'm going to show you data from one of our clients that we work with. I'm going to show you exactly how the tool works there, the changes it asked us to make, and how they helped us increase the conversion rate of our funnel. And more importantly, how you can do the same on your own funnel. If you like how that sounds, then smash that like button, subscribe to my channel, and turn on the notification bell. Let's jump right into it. Now, here's the name of the tool that we've been talking about. It's called Microsoft Clarity. And here's what I think is important for you to know just outrightly. It is free. And no, it doesn't require you to put a credit card or go through a free trial or a hidden upsell on the back end. It is free. As a matter of fact, Microsoft put it right here that it's going to be free forever. Now, take that as you will, but again, this is Microsoft, so maybe they have the budget to fund this and make it free forever without needing to, get money from us. But here's the important thing. When you install it on your funnel, it is going to give you an amazing amount of data that will tell you ways to improve the conversion rate of your funnel, right? More importantly, this data you're looking at right now, it's an active funnel that will actually drive in traffic from paid ads that's on Facebook to it. And so far, we've gotten over 1,000 sessions here. And each of those ones, look here, this is the important one. We have 957 unique recordings. Do you know what that means? I mean, recordings of people who have landed on my page. As they put in their name, email address, phone number, hit the submit, their scroll, the clicks, every single thing they did, all recorded here by Microsoft Clarity. Here's another thing. It tells me the scroll depth, like how deep into the funnel that they scrolled. Here it's telling me about 29.31%, which gives us a good idea because the average scroll depth of people who scroll below the fold, so above the fold is that part of the funnel where people just land and see without having to scroll below it. On average, it's about 60% of people that never scrolls below that page. Here it's telling me that for me, 70% of them just stays on the page, the very first one. That's good data for me because what that means is that if I want to optimize my funnel, I should spend an ungodly amount of time just freaking out about the above the fold. Now, here's another thing. It's telling me the time spent, the average time people spend on my page is about 34 seconds. Here's another thing. I think this is really good because it saved me a ton, the dead clicks. Now, dead clicks is any place on your page where people clicked on that they expected to go somewhere by clicking on it, but it didn't lead to anywhere. And this is a very important information for me because it saved my entire live campaign. If you look at this, we've got about 6.89% of that. And I'm going to go deep into the story around that much later. But that's the data. But here's the most important thing. These 957 unique users are all stored here, this other tab. And within here, you can literally click on it. And let me click on one just so you see how that works. You can literally click on it and then see what they did. What we're looking at right now is a live walkthrough of someone who we don't know going through our funnel and just going through the entire process. He has typed in his name, an email address, and right now he's putting in his phone number and he's going to hit submit. And you see, it's telling us the amount of seconds it took for you to load to the second page, which is the thank you page. And then this is our thank you page. And you can see the numbers are blurred out, by the way. That's why you're seeing these boxes of white and black. It's just blurred out numbers. But here's what it did. It showed us that he added the event to his calendar. And this is it. So by having this recording, this information can be fed back to Claude. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do it because right now there's an ungodly amount of data coming from this. And when you feed it to Claude, it'll make it come alive. It'll give you insights that we cannot even come up by ourselves. Now, here's another thing that I think is important is heat maps. Now, the heat maps is going to show you exactly what happens, where people are clicking on, the amount of click, the scrolls, where people are spending the most time on. I'm going to show you. So these are the pages on my funnel. The first one is a registration page. And I'm just going to wait for it to load up a bit. You can see the heat map that people are spending so much time right here in the funnel. This exact space, the name, the phone number, and the email address, plus the submit button. We have a lot more than that. We can check, okay, what about the scroll? I want to see where people are spending most of the time in. And you can see this red area. It tells you how hot. This is the most trafficked area of our entire funnel. When you scroll down, you can see about 75% of people, right, stays above the fold. They don't scroll below it. It means if I want to optimize this, again, I need to fix the headline, fix the sub-headline, change a couple of things, make the messaging right. This is giving me the data that I need to know to make those improvements. Look at the attention. The attention on its own is where are people spending most time. Now, there's a difference between scrolling and attention. Attention is where do they stop and just stare at it, right? This is the part of the funnel where they do that. They stare at it. And that is mostly because this entire place where it's so hot right now is where the pop-up shows up, where they type their name, email address, and phone number and hit the submit button. And ladies and gentlemen, we can get percentage of different areas and a lot of things coming from this. So I want to show you how Claude literally saved this campaign because of how quickly it could synthesize the data that was coming from this funnel and give me real, in plain English, exactly what to do. And for me here, it told me a vital link was broken in my funnel and I needed to fix it ASAP. Let me show you how that happened. Here, I just told Claude, can you look through my page and tell me how it's currently doing? Mind you, I sent this information about 2 or 3 days after I launched the funnel. At the time, I had about 175 people that had landed on this page. And then Claude gave me real data. First of all, I had about 70% engagement rate, which is good. People are scrolling, they're reading, they're checking the information that I put out there on the landing page. I had about 80% bounce rate, which is normal because most of the traffic at the time was coming from paid ads. 28.7% scroll depth, which is normal for most of the traffic. But here's the big insight. You can see how it broke down the specific area where we're having the most conversion. For example, you can see here, Instagram feeds was giving us good conversion. But more importantly, look down here. I think he made it a good summary here. Ad 3, which is a video ads, was the dominant creative. Mind you, I just launched this 2 days ago. Now it's been over a week plus, and it has already proven itself to be actually the most performing creative. By the time, Claude already discovered that's the one that is most likely going to do best. And it turned out to be right. This is what I'm talking about here. It told me about how there's one dead click, which I'm coming to. You're going to see what that is in a bit, right? And then the YouTube audience is my best audience. And rightfully so, we started getting traffic from, I think at this point we had about 2 or 3 from Nick's YouTube channel. So it converted the most. You can see here, converted and clicked join the AI Accelerator, which is a free WhatsApp community that actually was created so that people can remember to join the webinar. And I'm going to tell you how I fixed all of these things to increase the number of people who joined the WhatsApp group. Claude helped me with that. The number of people who actually added the meeting to their calendar, Claude helped me with that. Listen guys, the kind of data you can get from this is amazing. One of the things it showed me here, you can see here, it told me that when people try to add the meeting to their calendar, Apple users to be precise, and I think Outlook as well, that they were having problems. When they click on that button, the button comes up and then takes them nowhere. That's what Claude says here. It said dead click broken, right? And then it went into how that is that, hey, when people click on Apple Calendar, add to Apple, that it just does nothing. Although Google Calendar seemed to be working. It's confirmed that it's working. And I told Claude, okay, how can I fix this? First of all, when I saw this as a problem, what I did first of all was go to the thank you page, click on it, and try to add the meeting to my calendar. And rightfully so, I found out it wasn't really a broken link, what happened is the way the dialog box shows up. So when you click add to calendar and then you click Apple, a dialog box shows up, and to the right hand side, on the top right hand side, it has a check mark. And most people were clicking that check mark. And it turns out this was a natural issue with iPhone users. The way the dialog box shows, once you click on that button, it just closes the page and brings you back to the thank you page. But most people assume that it has been added to their calendar already, which isn't so. That was not the case. What you actually need to click on is the text at the lower end that says add to calendar. And that does the thing. But a lot of people didn't know this. And then I told Claude, okay, how can I fix this? And then he wrote up a code that could help optimize the number of people who actually click on the add to calendar instead of the checkbox at the top. And if you remember the recording of the thank you page, when people click on add to calendar, just below Apple, you see Apple calendar users tap the add to calendar instead of the check mark. Because that's the closest we could do in order to fix that problem. And just doing that alone improved the number of people who eventually, and I'm speaking about Apple users, who turned out to be most of the people who were landing on our page. They added the event to their calendar because of this, which means I'm most likely gonna have a high number of people who are gonna show up on the web now. But here's the important thing. Claude told me again that, hey, the people are not going to your WhatsApp community because of how far down the button is from above the fold. He told me to shift it up. It's going to increase the number of people who joins the WhatsApp group. And guess what? That's exactly what happened. I changed the headlines, test different headlines, and Claude kept giving me information based on the insight he was getting from Clarity. What to do, you need to test this. As a matter of fact, what he's telling me right now, because I did this prompt just before I started running this, he's saying, hey, listen, do you really need phone number feed? Because if you don't, that is actually causing the biggest friction right now in my conversion rate. If I don't need it, take it out. Because it's going to significantly improve the number of people who eventually book a call. That he's seeing a scenario where people actually click on the button, it pulls up, they put their name, put their phone number, and they are hesitant to put in their phone number. And a couple of them exit out of it. And all this is just from data from the recording that Claude got from Microsoft Clarity. I can't emphasize how important this is for marketing as a whole. Listen, this is a game changer. It is the difference between 20% and a 30% conversion rate, which is exactly what happened for me. If you look at this data here, you'd see that the current conversion rate is about 30.6%. But when I started like a few weeks back, what I actually got in terms of the conversion rate was around 20 something percent. And I'm just going to show you what I mean here. I launched this on Saturday, May. So I'm just going to put the first 3 days. And we got about 22% within the first few days after I launched this campaign. And Claude, with the input it was giving me of what to change, what to move, the priority of what shows up where, how to change the headline, changes this, try a different messaging, has been able to improve my conversion rate now to about 31% on average. And this is how important, how valuable having Microsoft Clarity and Claude is in the entire system that you run, because it's going to significantly reduce the cost of acquisition so you can spend more on ads to generate more result. And that's what I've clearly seen with the campaign I'm running right now. But here's the thing. I want to show you how to set this up because it's really simple to do this. It's just a few clicks of a button, but the difference here is you can actually set up Microsoft Clarity on the Claude browser. It has to be done on the desktop app. So you have to download the app on your desktop and then make the integration there. Unfortunately, I can't show you the step, but since I just have my iPad here with me, I'm gonna walk you through everything. I already taken screenshots of the different steps, so this is gonna be almost as though you're staring at your computer, right? So here's the thing. This is what everybody should see once they load up the app on their desktop. Now, the first thing you wanna do is click on Customize. And once you do that, it's gonna take you to a different area where you're gonna see skills and connectors. Of course, remember, what we're trying to do is connect Microsoft Clarity to Claude. So we're going to click on connectors. When we do that, it's going to take us to this page where we see all the tools that we've connected to Claude prior to this time, right? Once you see this, you click on this plus sign. It's going to bring up this dialog box, and then you click on Browse Connectors. Once that's done, just type Microsoft. And this will pull up this page we're looking at right now. what you want to select is this, Microsoft Clarity. Just click on it. It's going to load up the next page, and all we have to do is click install. Once we do that, it's going to double verify that, hey, are you sure you want to install this? Of course, that's what we want to do. So you click on install, and once that's done, mind you, here you want to have Claude load up in a different tab, sort of, so that once you click install, it's going to sync up with the Claude account that's already opened up. If not, it'll require you to log in and those other things, right? So once that's sorted out, once you click install, it's just going to automatically install and it will load up this page. And what this dialog box is asking is basically the token, the API token of communication gateway between Claude and Microsoft Clarity. Once you put that code here, right, it's a really long string of code. That's the thing that makes the connection between Claude and Clarity. And I'm going to show you where to find it. Again, a lot of this is really simple. Once you put that code in, hit save, and it's going to load up this. All you have to do now is just make sure you toggle the enable button, and that's it. Now, let me show you where to get the API code. It's a really intuitive process, right? If you go over to Microsoft Clarity and it's loading up a bit. Once you're here, click on settings, right? And you go all the way to data export, and all you have to do is click generate new API token. Just put a friendly name, and once you click add, and you know what, let me just put something here so you can see it, right? You click add, and then it'll just generate the token for you. Copy the token, go back to Claude and add it. And this is the simple step on how to connect Claude to Microsoft Clarity. And just doing this will significantly improve the conversion rate of your funnel. But check this out. I have a different video that goes deep into the best meta ad campaign structure for 2026. And here's why that's important. A lot of strategies that we see here on YouTube just shows you do this, but they fail to tell you the ad budget level that campaign structure, which you're trying to copy, is meant for. If you have a $1,000 budget ad spend, most of the strategy you watch isn't meant for that ad budget level. I made a video that gave you different structure that you should implement based on the ad budget you have. Click the link. It should be somewhere on the screen. And if you look at this and you think, man, you want to work with us, click the link in the description and we'll be happy to work with you. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, then smash that like button, subscribe to my channel, and turn on the notification bell. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.